What's up, Trios Tribe? It's taken me a minute to do this video, I feel, but we have another top 16. This time, our nationals. This time it's our national tournament, which is really exciting. For those that I really don't know where to begin with how Bandai Card Fest went down. I will say that I had a wonderful time. I got to hang out with so many of the content creators that I've befriended over the years. It's always a great time to just like come together and just like enjoy, just like be friends instead of like oftentimes the only way we get to hang out is when we're doing content together, and that kind of feels worky. So I know that my experience isn't the same as other people's experience. So like I just not the video for that. Not the video for that. For those of you that, you know, saw me, said hi, hang out with me, I hope I was as humble and as fun to talk to as you had hoped, and I hope I lived up to who you thought I was. Is kind of a goal of mine personally, is when I go out to these places that the people I meet are like, they're not, you know, like those never meet your heroes. I don't really want people to think that of me usually. So I hope I was exactly who you think I was, scatterbrained and all. And if you ever felt like I was distracted, I was, then that's just who I am as a person. But what's more important here is our top 16 players here. What a format. Fresh off the ban list, we only really had like 1 or 2 events going into the ban list being live, right? Not a lot of data to go on, and you know, because of that, I feel like a lot of people were trying different things and trying to see what worked. And it shows, right? We have how many in the top 16? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 10 decks. It's actually kind of standard for one Digimon, I feel like. So like, at least it's nice to know that the format, like things haven't evolved, you know, for any particular reason. 10 decks, I think, for any card game, and even fighting game, I feel like having 10 different characters in your top 16 is a pretty diverse, like that's fair to say diverse, right? I know you kind of have to balance that versus how many characters, in this case decks, are around, but I don't think it's a 1-to-1 in that scenario. But either way, our champion, Mr. GT Gaming himself. It's so funny to watch this person be like dressed as Staccato and winning with Gallantmon X. It was really cool to see. Got to see on stage. Second, I mean, we're going to go into everybody, but Leviamon X with Momencon, Donkey Nog, they have a video out there explaining their experience and all that. I don't know how I didn't watch the video yet, but I don't know how they feel, but like that it must suck to miss the run back for first place, but honestly, like back-to-back second place is an amazing feat regardless of how, like, you know, 1 away from champion, right? Momencon's gonna be able to get to represent us in nationals one more time, along with GT Gaming and Extra Nomeo, who was on Galaxy. Also, this Megidramon list is going to be something we definitely talk about. Blue Green Imperial, Sakuya, Omni, Megidra, Jesmon, Omni, and then you guys see it, Purple Hybrid. That's where we're going to start. Normally I like to loop the decks together, but let's group them, let's lump them via, like, let's just talk via like top 16s first, right? I think that is a fair place to start. I'm just getting a screen on the side ready for you guys, and then with it, I did take a peek at these lists prior, so I know a little bit more of what I'm talking about than usual. But it's Purple Hybrid, right? Usually the distribution, this is Be Here Lord, Be High Lord, Be Her Lord, Be Here Lord, Be Here Lord. I don't know how to pronounce that. I hope I didn't. I definitely butchered it. I hope you're not insulted by me butchering it. Be Higher Lord, High Lord, her here Lord. It's the HIR. It's really what's getting me, man. I gotta tell you. But it's Purple Hybrid. A lot of the decision points you see them kind of commit to things like, are we running the Keenan? How many Mimis are running? We actually put in the Demonic Disaster in for the extra, just like, you know, security check. Those are decision points. But after that, it's pretty standard, right? No, we still have our 2 floodgates. We actually added the Kuwagama because going to this tournament, definitely we had a high expectation. I would say it's fair to say it's a high expectation of Omnimon doing well, Omnimon DNA to be precise. On cutting down on one of the secret rare gallants. Usually, I feel like you usually see 2-2, but if you are going to cut one, it is traditionally the the secret rare, because it's easier to have a 13. Funny enough, it's easier to have a 13k on board than it is a clear board for purple hybrid sometimes, especially when you're doing the superior motion angles, right? Beyond that, purple memory boost is our search option of choice. Our tamer lineup's pretty standard. I think Matt here can sometimes be different. Sometimes it's Violet and Boots. I know there's like a Soundbird engine going around, but no, deciding that, 4 QP, 1 Demimera, the Gabumon as our backup rookie for a lot of our shenanigans, having access to as much memory as possible rather than like as much draw as possible is definitely the clear choice that Mr. Lord has done with this their top 16 list. So can't complain, and it's nice to see that I've said this once 1,000 times. It's nice to see that after the ban, like Purple Hybrid was a menace, and then after the ban list, it is a completely playable deck that you can top a national tournament with. And I think the ban list was an amazing thing for this deck, personally. Then we get to talk about another top 16. This is gonna be Gallant X with K2. This is gonna be one of our first Gallantmon lists, but this is the top 16 K2's list. Let's see if I can pick out any. Actually, I feel like this Guilmon, we'll see the other Gallantmons in the list, but I feel like this Guilmon is kind of hit or miss in the sense that like it's a subject to choice. You don't always run it. Sometimes you do. It's no one's gonna go. How do I say? I don't know how to properly say that. It's just, it's a decision point. You either choose to run it or you don't. You're not really at fault. It's just like player preference with this Guilmon. It feels like I don't really see it as a mandatory Guilmon, especially since a lot of people are moving away from the Takato build. So it does, like, when you play this Guilmon, obviously you have to be on the a Takato variant of it. Only 2 protoform with no BT9X antibody is a curious decision. I feel like sometimes the Gallantmon deck does really like the flexibility of having that when attacking BT9 inheritable, but it's not, I wouldn't call it absolutely necessary, obviously, either. 2 Crimson Blaze because it does shut down Omni DNA as well, as long as a couple of other decks that people thought might be doing well, like Red Purple Imperial. A lot of people thought was going to do well, at least off of Eagle's Nest. We had a lot of Red Purple Imperial, and I know a good amount of Red Purple Imperial was at the tournament as well. So Crimson Blaze definitely not a bad idea, along with like just getting rid of go wide strategies too. I don't know, it's a great deck. 2 Growl Ace, actually. Now I'm kind of taking a closer, more individualized dive into a 2 Growl X or 2 Growl Ace is interesting. I feel like most, like 99% of the time, people are on 1, so the 2 actually probably came up, especially in a world where people are trying to do like a floodgatey situation against a lot of people. Ukamon's lying around. What's another one? Like Genku Turtle. Genku Turtle is another one that you probably worry about. And then, like, again, obviously the Crimson Blaze helps with that, but then War Growl Ace as well. No, it's a really good build. I don't know. I like this. I like this setup. We got 2 of the BT17 Gallants, 3 X antibodies, 1 secret rare, 1 on our level 7s with Crimson Mode Ace and Omnimon X antibody. Omnimon X antibody really here for the OTK potential. After that, it's just actually fitting 1 Guilmon. Why not? Or Rush Gyu, I should say. Why not? Right? But after that, I don't think anything else really stands out to me. Just I guess the even split of Takatos is something to make note of if you're building your own list of Guilmon in the future, or Gallantmon, whatever. All those words are correct technically. Then we'll move on to the Charles Galaxy. This is Charles Ocean Man, winner. Like I've commentated this person's victories before, along with I think they compete in Eagle's Nest sometimes, as well as just good friends of people of Hyper Coliseum, the folks at Hyper Coliseum. So got to meet him real quick and outside in person. He's a great, cool guy. Has been on Galaxy from the jump. I mean, they've been on Galaxy for a while. So it's cool to see, like, the story behind this deck is above all else. I feel like they've been on this deck forever, and being able to kind of win. I had a friend who I think they got top 32 with Birds, and they were just happy to be able to have that. It's something different when you have that success with a deck you've been passionate about for so long and practiced for so long. So I imagine that that's what Charles is what kind of goes through Charles's mind with this, if I may presume. But that being said, definitely a lot very heavy into the sun and moon side. Like having some cheeky little opportunities, like 2 superior modes is really interesting. Digivolves for 4, but you're gonna have so many sources that this guy's just gonna be big and could just be an attack for game sometimes, especially when you're banana peeling. And there's worlds where you go into this guy for free while banana peeling, and then who knows, do something else, go into Apollo. I love the fact that we are on the 1 Apollo Ace and the Grace Nova just to give us access to some shenanigans just in case. I love the Plasma Stake. Plasma Stake being one of the classics, just like cheap delete a 13k or higher. There's a lot of Digimon out there that are hitting that 13k threshold, so this insecurity could be devastating, along with like Gallant, right? Gallant like really easily gets the 13k most of the time now. Maxing on Ko and Sao with 2 of the new Saos from the set. 1 Ruin mode. That's probably surprising to me the most though. No scrambles and no scrambles, and just not a second copy of Ruin mode is really interesting to me. And then like I'm just so impressed by the like very heavy sun and moon side of this, like very small on the like toolbox side. This is probably the smallest toolbox package I've seen, but I mean, Hexablaw is just a busted card. Like when you can get as many sources as you can with this deck, there's just almost no reason not to go Hexablaw, right? So only 4 cards of toolbox. I think that's pretty low, and kind of really stabilizes this as like a pure, the closest to pure Galaxy as most decks can get, right? Not most decks aren't pure whatever they are, right? Like you look at the purple hybrid, you can look at a lot of decks, right? But congratulations to Charles also getting top 16. Then we move on to man, this deck caused us some internal crisis. This is a Growloop deck, and I guess this is still Growloop, right? It's under the Growloop umbrella, but it is definitely Megidramon. But man, we have a scare between me, Eggman, and Ludion as to like, is this correct that they were playing BT5 Megidramon? We did get the final confirmation after like a lot of back and forth between she said, he said, she said, we said. They do, in fact, are running this BT5 Megidramon. And it's so interesting because the on deletion's actually kind of gas, right? Like it's an 11k body, right? But the on deletion lets you just play any Gallant from your hand or trash. And we are playing things like Secret Rare Gallant, Promo Gallant. Like that's just kind of disgusting, right? There's no world where, I don't think there's a world where this Gallantmon can actually, this Megidramon gets the 13k itself, so you can self-delete. But I mean, I guess there's Demonic Disaster and Calling, so there's definitely some pretty cool combos there. And you notice that they are on a slightly higher package of milling your opponent. We're still using this guy to delete like floodgates and nonsense as our main level 4, but we still have a little bit of that mill package along with the original EX3. So like being able to digivolve and just mill 5 cards could be especially against some decks where they're just going through it. Like Galaxy is a deck that just goes through it, right? So in that extra 5 cards on the digivolve I'm sure they've gotten a game or 2 off of just getting BT5 Megidramon. But just like being able to self delete and then reusing any of your Gallantmons is for free is kind of disgusting. So definitely like this is probably the tech card of the day, the night, whatever you guys want to call it. It is really cool to see the success of this card, right? I'm impressed that this came out of the work through this person's deck. So beyond that, we are playing one of the purple Takados to give ourselves blocker, I imagine. That's fun with a couple of the raids. Great memory boost for what reason? I don't know. Oh, so we can get our medievals, right? That's always the thing. And then when we finally get the it should be soon, right? We're getting in October, we're getting the red purple one, so that's exciting. But playing our one-ofs is also very funny. With Demonic Disaster, again, to like delete our own Megidramon could be relevant. 3 wisdom training, 1 red scramble because all our Digivolution targets are red? I guess we want to, so we can bring back medievals or whatever these pieces. Why not purple? Because we would rather pick up our Gallants than our Megidras is my initial thought there. But no, interesting deck regardless. This is, sorry, I never said their name. Shadow 951203. Man putting their whole security number on. No, I'm joking. But no, I like just what a cool evolution of the deck, right? Just BT5 Megidramon. I don't think anyone really saw this card comment creeping up. I'm sure someone's gonna hit me with the, oh well, this Japanese list was running it, so they stole the idea. So like, yeah, whatever. I like it. I like, for the internal chaos this card caused, I definitely think it was worth it. So thank you for bringing that to the table. It's really cool to see. And then like another note is the Psychmon, right? That's our floodgate of choice. Not finding any other ones. Not really worried about Omni DNA with our picks. Not really worried about memory gain with our picks. Just a Psychmon. That being said, let's move on to another Gallantmon. This is going to be Martin G, also in the top 16. Gallantmon X. Let's see if there's any differences we can see. Like I said, look, there's no missing out on that gain 1 memory if you have Kalu or Tecado on board Guillaumon. Playing the 1-of, playing the Trash 1 Draw 2, our classic EX2 Searcher, 4 of our X antibodies. And then we're playing some of our more classic Groundmons. These are the ones, this one that plays Tecado, this one that gives us 3k DP or deletes a 4k. The classic starter deck one, because we want more memory sometimes, 3 of this guy. And then we're starting seeing more of the classical numbers from the Gallantmon. Like this one's the BT12 War Growl tends to be at 3 or 4. 2 copies of X Antibody, 1 copy of the Ace, 2 copies of 17, 1 promo, 1 secret, 3 X Antibody, 1, 2. I actually found room for a second X Antibody, which is pretty tough. Probably looks like. And then we actually added the Cool Boy, which I'm a fan of. I like Cool Boy in the deck. My favorite versions of Gallantmon tend to be in the middle between Tecado and Cool Boy. Just really like, why not have a mix of both, right? So I'm not hating on this. I think this is where I prefer to be, but that doesn't really matter. Crimson Blaze at 1 makes sense. I mean, and then we just have a smorgasbord of options, a bunch of 1-ofs. Going for the 1-3 trainings, and I guess we cut a training for a boost just because we wanted just like access to potential memory. Sometimes the memory is a little more important than Evo reducing, right? And then 2 protoforms. So it looks like most Gallantmon decks are moving on to just playing promo. Also, I think this is an interesting egg choice. Really caring about the deletion based add 1k. Yeah, no, I love Crimson Blaze in this deck because like suddenly 7k Crimson Blazes gets over more, and then who knows where you're at with inheritables and stuff. It's actually kind of disgusting. So anyway, this is Martin G, top 16. Congrats, homie. Let's cut some of these out. Let's see, where am I at? Is this another? Oh, this is another Megidramon Growlmon loop variant. I guess it's just, this is the OG Megidramon. This is Enzo09, definitely a name we've probably covered before. At least I remember it. But going back to our roots, man. Purple GG, Geos galore, actually playing the old EX3 one to delete one of your opponent's 3k or less. And then getting a little bit of that mill. That's a little fun. I wonder where this comes in. I guess just for the delete a floodgate, or potentially trash the top 2 cards, or maybe we also go for the mill. The return of the Skull Gray as a cool tech card for the deck. I love to see that. That's really funny. Gankumon Promote as another way to get a rush. Just for digivolve one of your rookies for 2 memory, and that's just a cheeky way to get rush. Hell, you can even go into play a growl and then digivolve for 1 on top of level 4 to get the rush. So there's a lot you can do, and then also you can just on play them sometimes. Not bad. No, I'm loving it. Crimson Blaze. I mean, Crimson Blaze is probably the story of the year with this. Every red deck's probably on some form of Crimson Blaze. Playing our 1-ofs, all 3 of them in this deck, for example, maxing out on boosts and trainings, because I mean, that's just what Megidramon does, right? The good old boss monster when BT21 dropped. Digimon I Design, still a good card, not a bad card at all. And then Red Scramble to round it out because we want to be able to digivolve into our 6s. Makes sense to me. Beyond that, Congrats, Enzo09. We got two more top 16s. We got two more top 16 deck lists to go over. We got Malloy on Omnimon. This was definitely the boogeyman of the format, and that's what this Greymon screams to me. Malloy actually sat down and was like, well, if Omnimon's the boogeyman of the format, people are going to tech Kokuamons for it, this for it. We really need to we need to respect the players around us and assume they're going to have the answer. So we play our Greymon, which is our answer to a lot of that stuff. So I really like to see that adaptation from Malloy. It's really, it makes a lot of sense. And they definitely were thinking, right? We're thinking with portals on this one. So I just love to see it. Then we're playing 3 of the good old BT17 Matashita and Tai Kamiya. Lets you end of turn attack with your Omnimon, 4 Nokias, 3 Mires, kind of a normal tamer setup along with the Miraculous. Our rookie lineup is pretty even. Gabu Agu even, and then Ukamon for 3 memory. Ukamon's just a lot of rookies, 15 rookies in the deck, along with just maxing out on the CS package outside of the Omnimon. So beyond that, it's just it just makes sense, right? This is CS Omnimon at its finest. Alter S at 3. What a gross card, right? Alter S is just one hell of a card, right? And then probably the most, like, at least from what I've heard from players, our last top 16 is going to be Wes on Jespon GX, and this is probably the deck that after every round, this is the deck people hated to play against. There's a lot of people not having fun into this deck, and I don't blame them. I remember when we first covered the Genku Turtle list, I didn't even realize what it was. I just kind of like freaked out about the level 4, level 5 situation because I hadn't seen the deck in action. But no, just it's a strong deck, man. It builds a board and protects that board pretty damn well with blockers and aces. It is a disgusting show. Along with, I think one of the key pieces too is if you play this Gallantmon, you can also find a world where you DNA into this Oryukin, and that's game ending. This Oryukin one is still disgusting for the most part. But if you guys have seen it, you guys know what I'm talking about. This is a devastating list. The fact that they can protect these floodgates as well, so they're just sitting on can't play by effect, can't gain memory. It is just a show to see. It is a wall. It is the most black deck, right? Like this is like the deck that black players have been dreaming of since set 1. Just I am a giant wall and you can't pass me. Regardless if your deck has a way to answer it. No, I saw a lot of people in this deck. A lot of people believed in it, and you, my good Sir Wes, you are the best of them. And that's a testament to your ability, and it's a good meta call. I think there's a world where this deck doesn't survive for too long, but definitely for now it is a strong deck, and you picked correctly, regardless of what many may feel about the deck, especially in going forward too. I feel like the red black trainings might also really help this deck a little bit as well. So that being said, let me pull up our top 8. We'll start talking about them. We got let me see, sorry, we got, should have set this up better, but we got Lighthouse, Jeff, Sakuyamon, Super the Roach, Sean, and let's talk about it. So we got this is going to be Lighthouse's Megidramon list. Nothing too crazy again. I think not playing any kind of extra mill package along with this Guillemon, I guess just for floodgate deletion, I think is what I've decided this guy's really for. The mill too is probably just it's just a quaint bonus that you can potentially sometimes get. Oh, the ruin mode's mean. That is mean. Wow. Okay. And then going with 4 Digimon I designed. I mean, I remember when this card first came out, people were saying like, bro, this is a custom card. What the hell? It's so strong. And then like it saw its way out of Megidramon list. But this tournament, Megidramon players are all about this card. And you're playing it at 4, which is probably the highest we've seen. I guess is the max we've seen, but whatever. And then actually not maxing out on our boost training situation, going for only 3 purple memory boosts, but that's probably to fit in things like the scramble, the Digimon I design. Even analog youth, I think, is not something the return of analog youth is definitely an interesting choice as well. Beyond that, the 2 Growlmon X, so we could potentially just not get bottom decked, is just a really cool call as well. So congrats, Lighthouse, on your top 8 finish. Regardless, it's impressive. This is going to be Jeff, top 8 Omnimon as well. This is almost bar for bar. Oh, we cut 2 of the, okay, so Jeff on their Omnimon also decided that, yeah, we need we need the Greymon. Like I said earlier, we need an answer for all the floodgates that people will be playing into you for. Gonna Agu Gabu. The lineup of the rookies is the same. We cut 2 of the Ukamons because we wanted to, and we cut an Omnimon here now, CS Omnimon. So in favor of extra Alter S, because that was our main game plan. We decided that the main game plan is to just Alter S combo our opponents to death. 3 Tai Kamiya, playing the 2 Adventure Tai. I love the Tai and mat. I love this. I think it's my favorite mat for the Omni deck. Just having always this card's always not bad, right? Like there are situations where like playing any tamer is going to lose you the game, but I feel like they're in your darkest of times, I feel like this mat and Tai is more helpful than this Tai and mat. But not a big deal. That's just me rambling. You had your success with top 8 finish, Jeff, so you know better than I do. 2 Mirai, 4 Nokia. I think 4 Nokia is just kind of like just has to be, right? Like that is just what it has to be. That being said, congrats, Omni DNA. We knew it was going to be relevant, and you made it. You gave us a reason to fear it, right? So congrats, Jeff. Sukuyamon making it. Super de Roach. I feel like I said this name before, and I've said it in reference to Sukuyamon before, but Sukuyamon, I mean, it's still a good deck, right? Like it still has all the same combos. It just doesn't have the same consistency. Playing a promo Gallon is wild, like good wild, but very funny to see. Adding in, we saw this at Eagles Nest a couple times, but definitely adding things like the offensive plugins, adding the offensive plugins, and then just that's it. That's it. Just filling in with more consistency cards, right? We're seeing more champ. I feel like we're seeing higher champion counts in this list. Playing one of the original EX2 Talmons to play a Rika is kind of fun. I kind of say that because like, are we on the old Rika? No, but like this Talmon actually plays oh my god, I can't speak. This Talmon plays Rikas for free, regardless of if you have 1 or 2 or whatever. So I thought maybe they'd find room to play the original EX2 one, because that one's still good, right? Like that one still has its place. But yeah, like kind of low on the plugins now that I'm looking at it. Like only 4 plugins in total. I mean, it makes sense with Digivolution plugin at 1, but no. And then double Ruin Mode, just playing the Ruin Mode turbo game was probably their main game plan. Just lock your opponent out of enough turns that where your token generation and your just errant bodies are going to win you the game in the long run. Anyway, we're not seeing anything crazy. Like we saw Shakamon's Shakaumons, I forget, the level 7 that also is technically a +1 security. We saw some of that going around, but not with this list. Not you kind of proved to us that it's just better to just ruin mode the board and ask questions later. So no, congrats on that for your top 8 finish, Super Zeroach. And then our last of our top 8, we got Sean. It's Blue Green Imperial. I would be hard pressed to find something unique to talk about. Our favorite collection of Wormmons. I always love to see the purple Wormmon in a collection of Blue Green Imperial rookies. I really think this Wormmon at 1 is a perfect slot. Our collection of level 5s, actually mixing it up with a Lydramon, just so we can actually, I kind of like Lydramon. It makes it more consistent to find blue green 4s, which can be the death of Imperial Dramon sometimes. We're playing 7 5s, which a little on the higher end. I think that's where most decks cap out, is the 7 level 5s, but by no means is incorrect. And then our floodgate our toolbox top end situation with Medieval, Hexblow, wonderful card in this deck. Just slots in like a glove, I would say. Two of the starter deck Dragon mode, so we can do the return of the Primo Gemmer combos. One trap card Dragon mode, and then one BT12 fighter mode. The DP gain, I think the biggest thing with this guy is the DP gain is definitely the best part of this card. Sometimes you just need to be bigger. I'm sure maybe the blocker came up once, maybe the sec +1 came up once, but the big thing with this guy is always going to be the in my eyes is always kind of the DP. Also, it's a good removal card too. It does a really good removal. The classic 5 tamers, 1 scramble, 1 HBD, 1 2 ace. So yeah, I mean that's Blue Green Imperial. I mean, thank you, Sean. I mean, proven, and like it's crazy to me that like the Stingmon, like I know people can go on and on about how like, you know, well, they hit the wrong level 4, the reforged should have never been hit, like but it's still a strong deck. It's not it's clearly not oppressive in the meta, and you just played a good deck that you feel comfortable with, and it shows. You did a great job, obviously. And now we get to talk about our top 4. So let me close some of these tabs and let's click up into our top 4. We got Koi on Megidramon. We got Galaxy with Nextra No Mayo. We got Momin. And we got GT Gaming. So let's go over. This was the talk of the show. This I think there was another Megidramon. I'm calling Megidramon version 2 list going around. But at the end of the day, this Vademon stole the show. This was the talk of the town, I think, throughout the entire tournament when it came to Digimon. Vademon is insane. So Fragment 3 is on its own. Pretty interesting, but when any of your version 2 trait Digimon would digivolve into this card, for each of its face down Digivolution cards, reduce the Digivolution cost by 1. And with this deck, you're digivolving into this Vademon for so cheap. It's actually crazy what this Vademon allowed the deck to do. And then when digivolving, when attacking, digivolve 1. So when attacking, digivolve 1 is wild. Also, when like having 2 conditions for that on a digivolve is crazy. One of your opponent's Digimon, then by trashing this Digimon's bottom face down card, return one of your opponent's play cost 4 or lower Digimon or Tamer to the hand. It was a menace. We watched this card just dismantle boards. Like, this was the boss monster all night. And then opponent's turn, when one of your opponent's attacks, you may change the attack target to this Digimon. I mean, that says it enough, right? You digivolve into Megidramon, and then you just have at it. Blitzgray Ace for more digivolve and just meanness. Alliance Ace is disgusting. Our Tamer package. File Island is a good card. Invisimon, also disgusting, because you could go, well, after your first Vademon, you go Invisi, and then, oh my god, I don't want to think about it. It was, like I said, it was the talk of the show. You really impressed a lot of people. I know there was other people on it, but you did you did the top 16 with it, so you're the leading, at this point, the leading pioneer of Vademon, at least as far as I'm aware. I know there's other people out there using it and realizing how busted it was, and I'm sorry, I don't even know your names. Sorry. But that being said, no, congrats on top 4th, actually, exactly. So just missing out on your invite to Worlds, but I think you should be proud regardless. Then we talk about 4th place. This is Extra No Mayo on Galaxy, but definitely like a Galaxy that's a return to basics. Like we saw Charles earlier with the more pure, we'll call air quotes pure Galaxy list. Here we're seeing a lot more of that toolbox that we've known and loved. Hankunmon makes its return. 2 Gallant X, 2 Hexablow, 1 Mirage Gao, the oldie but a goodie at this point, 1 Shine Gray Ruin mode, because we do have that purple and yellow level 6, 1 Blitz Omni X Antibody for the busted card that it is, cutting 1 Sao, and then 1 X Antibody to actually, like, you know, get the full power out of our Gallantmons and Omnimons. I kind of like that. That's actually kind of neat to see. Big fan of that. And then here, scramble, mental training. I'm kind of running out of energy of talking about all these lists now, but you guys see it. It's definitely a return to our roots with the addition, just adding some of the additional BT22 stuff, like the new Lunamon, the new Lekis, the new Cressy, all strong cards. Dianamon probably being also a wonderful color to add. Sio, not bad as well. And then I'm surprised there's no boost, no red blue boost. Favoring the trainings instead I find that kind of interesting. I feel like this deck kind of cares about the memory more than that's probably more of an interesting decision point than I'm giving credit for here. I tend to feel like the deck cares more about having raw memory than training, like digital cost reduction memory. But I mean, what am I to say? Mr. Third Place definitely knows better than I do. It's an interesting talking point, and that's kind of my job here to let you guys in on that. Also, 2 Flaremon. Wow. I guess we don't need the extra now that this one exists, so we can just focus on the blue side, especially since we're on blue training, blue scramble. Makes sense. That being said, let's talk about second place. Momencon getting the Donkey Nog, getting the run back, second place, back to back, our most consistent and accomplished player at this point. I don't think any English player has 2 Worlds invites, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and they're doing it again. It's a story as old as time when it comes to this top 16. It feels like is just on a deck they're comfortable with. Like Momen got their first Worlds invite with this list. I mean, has been playing this list like so many times. I've paired into Momen playing this list. Like, they just love Leviathan. They love this whole purple dog engine, dark animal engine with the slice of crocodile. I'm sure you can watch Momen's video on it, Donkey Nog, if you guys aren't sure, on the YouTube username. Definitely some changes from previous lists. I think this I'll go over a couple of the ones I feel like stand out, like this Dober at the Cerberus here, the Cerberus Mon at a higher count. Usually you see the return of Octomon. I think is kind of like an interesting call out point. Only 1 Ruin mode is also stands out. 4 protoforms are mandatory, and then actually 3 and 3. I feel like most of the time you're on 2 and 2 to fit in the Lord Knight package, but just no Lord Knight package, full crocodile, and then purple memory boost, 4 wisdom, 7th lightning. Not even bothering with biting crush is another talking point to have. 2 Drago makes sense. 2 scramble, 4 protoform. It's Levia, right? Dark animal Levia. Definitely is a one hell of a world we live in. Not even comfortable enough to not even run like a Kokuamon just in case you need the anti-omni tech. Just base Levia. I guess Leviathan just in general is a strong counter on its own to omni, so you don't really need the Kokuamon. So that makes sense. Let's talk about our champion. Takato, Mr. Takato himself, wearing the goggles, wearing the wristbands. This is really fun to see. What a fun character on stage. He was a cool guy. Wish I could have met him. But it's cute. It's Gallantmon, and definitely one of the, I guess for me, was after the ban list, Gallantmon and Omnimon were the standout decks that didn't get hit, and I thought they were going to do well. So thank you for proving me half right, proving to the world that Gallantmon is definitely a threat to fear, because the deck is just strong, man. Sometimes they can just win out of nowhere, and you prove that, and then on top of that, it's got all the utility in the world to play a longer, a more grindier game if you have to. So not too much to say, I think, in terms of the list itself. Again, not playing that gain of memory Takato, actually favoring a warp Guillaumon instead, which in this day and age, things like the fact that it's a your turn effect also definitely lets you use trainings, lets you use scrambles, go into your crazy Gallantmons for a lot cheaper. And actually the return of BT9X antibody, also of note. This is a full cool boy package because you were the Takato. You didn't need to put Takato in your list because you were Takato. It makes sense. But that being said, I'm running out of steam. It took me a while to post this. I'm not sure why, but I just felt like, let the players live, So Protoform, cool. 2 memory boosts, 4 trainings. Favoring trainings over memory boost makes sense. Your line just generates you so much memory anyway. 2 Omnimons, no ace, also worth mentioning. So if you guys are out there deciding to trim down on your list, no, don't need Crimson Mode to win a Worlds national tournament, I said instead. But I'm still having fun in the meta. Tune in. PPG. Is there a world where I can get that screen in? Let's see if I can get the PPG. Check us out. We got a stream coming up here September 27th. Just a quick plug. You guys know how it is. I'll be commentating. I got a fun friend guest commentating with me, so it's gonna be their first time commentating. I'm sure they're gonna do fine, but come check us out September 27th. It's gonna be a fun time. And yeah, Digimon lives. EX10 full force. We got BT23 spoilers coming to an end, and regardless of how you guys felt like the event went, I'm still passionate about Digimon. So like, share, subscribe. See you guys next time, and hope to see you in the next one. Hope to see you guys in person, because it definitely made my weekend be able to do that for you, to do that for myself and you guys. I don't know. I'm weird.